Let's go.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
How are you, bro?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm a little under the weather, but I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just physically under the weather.
My nose is a little stuffy, but I don't feel bad. No headaches, no
Okay,
nothing.
good.
But I think.
No, I just want to make sure that's what you meant. Because some people say under the weather and like there's like subliminal like.
Oh no.
Okay, cool.
Straight shooter.
Yeah.
I was moving, got a lot of dust in my nose when we were moving the boxes, so I think it got to me. But
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. There's a lot going on.
Busy man.
I'm good. Yeah, just getting ready for this big transition.
Yeah.
Into Montana and stuff for work, but
it's right there.
Good. It is right there. It's super close. But it feels good this time around.
Yeah.
I think this is the best it's ever felt.
Good.
Which is good for me. Just take it one day at a time,
And all your people are flight away.
I know.
That's an easy flight. I looked at flights the other day. I was like, what?
And cheap.
Hey.
and
I'll be there. I'll be there a couple times.
Pull up. I got a 3-bedroom house.
Shit, I'll take one. I'll take the couch.
I'll do it.
Hey, if I do it.
What you been up to, bro?
Man, just chilling. It's been busy work weeks, but other than that, all the downtime's just been helping with helping Emma move into her space, and then just tending to my space.
Yeah.
A lot of just stuff that comes in to the apartment that I kind of just put off to the side when I have busy work weeks. So I'm just like trying to get boxes out, trying to get rid of old stuff that I'm not really wearing, or things that aren't really serving my space anymore. Hence the table,
right? Yeah.
Some other furniture, but
yeah.
Other than that, just mellow, man.
Yeah. Now you spoke on moving things around and trying to get rid of things that you no longer have space for. But physically, do you do that mentally and emotionally too?
I do.
Yeah.
Some things obviously are a bit harder than others.
For sure.
But that's something I've been very good at. I want to say, since the moment I came into myself, probably my third year of college, going on my senior year of college, it's just not allowing certain energies or circumstances or people in my space that A, don't belong there, or B, don't come with the proper approach or energy, or whatever it is that's not fitting with who I am.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think I've actually that's one thing I'm really good at, is just not allowing myself to be too accessible to things.
Yeah. That's hard, man. I feel like I've also just gotten good at that.
Yeah.
A lot more recently than you.
Yeah.
And I attribute a lot of that to my relationship with Telsha. Because I think when we first got together, I would be like, "What do you mean you don't want to go? That's rude." Or what do you mean you don't want to do this? But it's family, or it's but it's our friends. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And that would happen often. And it wasn't until probably honestly us bringing Shepard into the picture where I've been okay to just be like, I can't do that, or I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And it was really hard because I had a conversation with my younger brother about it, because some things were going on in our family, and I called him like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, but what ended up happening was that I realized that what he told me is that him and I grew up in a way, and he was completely accurate with this. Him and I grew up in a way where it was very hard for us to disappoint people. And it totally made sense when he said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're so right. And I hadn't thought about it in that way.
Right.
I knew that I didn't like disappointing people, but I didn't realize where it had stemmed from. And when I realized that, it made me feel actually even better to be okay with the option. It's this may be disappointing to this person, but if it's not fulfilling me, then I still can't do it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Selfishly sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's other times where even if it's not of service to me, I still want to make sure I show up for people. But I've all that to say, I'm learning that right now.
Yeah.
It's a long journey, and it took me a while to get there, but I'm happy I'm here now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've actually have a really good balance. Tasha might say otherwise. She probably thinks I could do a lot less, but but yeah, I think I'm like in a good space in regards to that. So I'm happy to hear that you got that down pack already. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really don't know where exactly it came from. If I were to make an educated guess, I'd say my mom, because she's been a lone wolf for such a long time,
Right.
like not necessarily needing to depend on anybody to get anything done.
Wow.
Financially, emotionally, mentally, physically.
Yeah.
She instilled that very early on with me and my siblings as well. Just like, you don't need to depend on anybody for anything.
Right.
Whatever you think you want, whatever you want, you can go get it.
Yeah.
And with that, you know, the household was a bit strict, and we just had to make sure things are always done and on time before she got home.
Yeah.
So in a sense of me like protecting my energy and you just coming into that, I'm still learning to, like, in my personal relationships that I value, of like also practicing what I do outside of that for the things that I don't allow into my space.
Right.
For the people and things that are like already in my space and have earned my space. I feel like I'm not good yet at like putting my foot down and saying, no, this is what I need for me.
Right.
So I'm still learning that.
Yes.
But
with
things
the people
that
are closer to you.
Exactly.
I get you.
For the things that aren't here in my bubble.
Yes.
Easy.
It's easy. Yeah.
But it's like the personal things. I'm like, I just like, whatever you need. Whatever you need, I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's funny because I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
And I recognize there's a very vivid moment that I don't know if I want to bring up specifically, but there's a vivid moment where I saw.
Bounce around it. Let me see if I can pick it up and not really say too much.
Yeah, I want to say we were at one of my closet sales.
Okay.
And you were obviously showing up for me.
Yeah.
And there was something that happened, and yes, exactly. And I saw it in you, and this is the first time that I saw it and was like, oh, he's a little bit beyond his threshold right now.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But he's still doing it.
Yeah.
And like, I had so much love for you in that moment because I was just like, dang, like, he doesn't need to do this. He doesn't even have to do this.
But this is
for
you.
Because he's showing up for me. Yeah. And I'm not even involved in what's going on necessarily. But because you showed up for me.
And a shared space too.
And it's a shared space. You were like, I'll do it. And I was just like, wow. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
it took a lot. I'm sure.
Bro.
I'm sure you read it on my face, but it took a lot.
I recognized it, man. And then like, it took you from here. Like, you're already up here in my life. But it took you from here to like just an extra. I was like, man, that's my dog. Bro. Like, I was like, that's so much humility in there, bro. But I had a question for you as you were breaking down your family. Do you think that there's some, obviously you shared the pros of your upbringing and your mom instilling this kind of mentality of like not needing anybody for anything. Yeah. Do you think that there's cons to that as well?
1,000%.
In your life? Yeah.
I've been unlearning those cons like over the last probably like 7 years.
Yeah.
27 now. So yeah, kind of like 20, 21, finishing up college. On paper, 21 is like, all right, I'm a man, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But that not needing anybody showed up a lot in how I treated people.
Wow.
How I treated scenarios. You know, whether it's platonic or romantic, like the relationships that I had in my life were very like, they were disposable to me for whatever reason. Obviously, I think it's with the upbringing that I had of not needing anybody, but I could on a dime be like, this isn't for me.
It's cool, yeah.
And it's not necessarily the most healthy thing ever.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've been able to recognize that, and especially now being in a relationship now, and kind of valuing my platonic relationships as well. I'm understanding that I do need people more than I am comfortable saying, but you know, as part of it, I feel like we have people in our lives for a reason, and I feel like I've always shied away from wanting to ask for help or leaning on somebody.
From fear of disappointment or something different?
Maybe not disappointment, more as like a sense of not wanting to like be perceived as weak.
Okay.
Or like I can't handle my own stuff.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and that tracks back to what what
It
your
was,
mom was.
yeah, since I was
absolutely.
5, so it's
Yeah.
just like, it's okay to ask for a helping hand.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found that's helped me a lot moving forward, especially over the last 2-3 years, is I found people. Well, we found each other when it comes to like my closest friends and family of us all growing up, but also realizing that like we can depend on each other,
Right.
and like the quality of people that I have in my life now,
Mm-hmm.
through just whether family members are maturing or friends of mine, you for example,
Yeah.
and a handful of other friends that just like are still working on whatever they got going on, but
For
at the
sure.
same time like just are just such solid people, genuine people that like are selfless
Mm-hmm.
in every type of the sense of just
Yeah.
being there for somebody that they love. And so that's helped me a lot to not feel
Yeah.
shame
Right.
and needing to be
Of making it known that you need somebody.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had a conversation not too long ago about that same thing. Just like my realization of needing people.
Yeah.
And I always knew that I needed people, but it wasn't. But there's certain relationships which I'm sure you know and are familiar with where like you need them more than others.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was in a space where it was hard for me to share that, with
Mm-hmm.
with one of my closest friends. It was hard for me to share with him like, yo, I need you.
Yeah.
And then, but the moment that I did, it unleashed so much in
Yeah.
me that made me feel so much more confident,
Right.
not just in our relationship, but in myself and what my thoughts and perceptions are. And I think it came from me. The reason I said disappointment is because that's what I was feeling.
Right.
I didn't want to share that need because I was fearing disappointment.
Right.
But once I was okay to get through that and share it, I was met with a complete opposite.
Yeah.
I was fulfilled
Yeah.
because we were able to have that conversation. So I want to ask you, like, that would be one of my favorite moments. So do you have a favorite thing about you coming to that realization for yourself and your relationships? Like, what's been your favorite part about recognizing your need for other people?
I think my favorite part is just the people I have around me, like them doubling, tripling down of like my idea of how I already think of them
Right.
as a human.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely.
people showing up in ways where it was like I always knew you were solid and that I had you, but like now I know it's no questions asked, drop of a dime.
Yeah.
I have people that like I'll be able to depend on no matter what in like any given situation.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so I get happy thinking about it because I just got such solid people.
Yeah.
And like I think we've talked about it before too with
Absolutely.
Kind of just us having a lot of mutual friends, but one in particular that we both speak very highly of. And I'm like, well, if so-and-so co-signs for you and they're around you, like it only makes sense that you're going to be like
100%.
an extension of who they are,
100%.
especially if they speak to me about how they view you, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Like I have people now in my group where it's just like, if they give the go-ahead or like the green light, I don't even think about it.
It's funny because I had similar interactions with him, and he was like, when I found out that you guys knew each other, I was like, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
This makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I was like, not only do you guys know each other, but you love each other, and you're best friends. Is like, duh. Like, it made me so happy. It's to just continue into what you were saying is like it made me feel even safer being like opening up myself to the relationship that we were building.
Yeah.
That's so powerful, and I think a lot of people struggle with that, finding
100%.
community. How would you say that you were able to develop your community?
I moved to Los Angeles in 2020. Summer 2020. I think, yeah, that's when everything was shut down, right?
Yeah, like peak pandemic.
So that first few months, it was just ghost town everywhere.
Of course.
Every freeway in LA, nobody really driving. I moved here, I'm like, man, ain't nothing going on. Like the traffic's not that bad in LA. People are tripping.
Imagine.
Yeah. But obviously I moved at a point where like getting to know people or like branch out wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, of course.
So I kind of wrote it off. But as things started opening up, I did struggle a bit meeting people because, for one, I'm not like I'm an extrovert with my people.
For sure.
But outside of that
community is built,
like I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And so like social outings or like just nightlife here, I can't be asked to do. It doesn't. I don't understand why I would go.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really meeting. And I feel like when it comes to meeting people, you know, romantically, platonically, whatever, like I don't know if my people would be there.
Right. No,
that I should meet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it took like a year and a half to like find like that first like solid friend for me.
Yeah.
And then, funny enough, that first friend was also an extension of Dion.
Yeah.
And so, and that all happened in New York. And so since I found, no, I'm tripping. Dion would be the first one, right? So yeah. So Dion.
But Dion's in New York though, so it's like it's still, there's that distance, you know, but it's still community.
Still community. So I think all that backtracking, just everything after that has been easy because it led to that first like solid friend and then friends of them.
Okay, that makes sense.
And me trusting their judgment and me trusting who they are and who they allow into their space.
Yes. That's
more than just like the face value like small talk because we're in like a social event or whatnot. Like you can just tell about there were certain cues that I picked up where I was like, oh, like he cares for this person. Like,
for sure.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to say it took like a year and a half to get that first person, and then from there just not really overthinking anything, just really like allowing stuff to unfold. And I'm pretty like not closed off, but I kind of know who I get along with pretty quickly when it comes to meeting somebody.
Yeah.
So like if I'm getting along with somebody that these people that I hold close to me are co-signing for, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it did take a little bit. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you I mean, one of the first things that you mentioned when expressing that, you talked about environment. So did environment play a big part as far as like maybe not how you met these people?
Yeah.
But you know, for example, you said you can't be found at a club.
Right.
So, you know, what are the environments for you that you do feel safe in yourself at that helped breed a certain type of person to come into your life and help you build your community?
Right. I would say with all of the friends that I have, I think mine and your friendship, I think might be out of like my tightest group of people. I think me and yours, or yours and mine, might be the only one that was, you know, that kind of materialized out of a social event.
That's true.
Like ours was that Gaunt thing in New York. But other than that, off the top of my head, I can think of like more intimate dinners.
Okay.
You know, picnics in New York.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it's.
I mean, the funny thing is
very
that
mellow.
Even though we met at an event, the relationship didn't bloom or begin to blossom
until
the intimate walk.
Yeah.
And then the intimate dinner.
Right. You
know, where it's like obviously there's a group of us, but we had that one-on-one time.
Right.
To engage and like communicate, and then that's when it like the light bulb went off.
Oh yeah.
So
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So like more intimate moments.
Yeah.
And place and not being afraid to put yourself in environments where you may not know everybody, but leaving room for the opportunity so that if you know the option to maybe build a new relationship is there.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm not like eager to meet people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it's right and it fits and you know my gut's telling me like this is a really good person.
Yeah.
Like I really, other than that, like I'm chilling. I mean, I don't know. I have this like reoccurring thought where it's like, man, I have like the best group of people around me. Like my friends are the best possible people that I could ask for, and like I'm always like repeating to myself, like I don't need anybody else when it comes to like friend wise.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, you come along, Jeremiah comes along, Carlos comes along, and people, I'm just like, oh damn. Can I say damn?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm like, oh wow, like maybe I should like reshift my narrative of like my friends.
Yeah.
In a sense where it's like I don't need anybody else. It's like,
sure.
Yeah, sure, I don't need anybody else, but like I'm open to having more genuine people that fit the mold of like who I hold close to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And I love your openness with that.
Yeah.
So as we've talked about your relationships with other people, and it seems like you have a really good grasp on your platonic relationships, not just assuming, but also seeing personally that your relationship with your girl, Emma, is fantastic right now. How's your relationship with yourself?
My relationship with myself is good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's I feel like I've been putting a lot of my personal time on the back burner, given work, given just a lot of moving parts outside of my own space and like what I need to tend to personally. And that's just part of life. You're gonna get the ups and downs of like busy seasons and slow seasons, but also like things moving around that you have no control over. So I haven't been able to really reflect. But I know it's in a good spot, but I just can't really tell you how good right now because like I just been go
to do that. Yeah,
exactly. But that's one thing that I feel like I've always had a good grasp on is kind of like, what do I need and how do I put myself first?
Yeah, and that tracks back to obviously what your mom instilled in you, but I feel like there's a level of emotional intelligence in that.
Yeah.
That you've been able to build. So what do you do to, like, when you do have the time to check on yourself, what does that look like?
Oof. Writing more than anything. Sometimes when I'm like driving, I don't listen to music, podcasts, nothing.
Dope.
I have nothing going on, nothing, bleeding out the airways. I'm just in silence, driving to my next destination, just either talking out loud to myself or just in my own head. But that's a good way to kind of let my thoughts go and just kind of gauge mentally, emotionally how I'm feeling. 9 times out of 10, I'll get an answer.
Yeah.
But if it's not that, writing, whether it's poetry or just like journaling. Typically, that first spark of how I'm feeling, the type of poem or journal entry that it will be would kind of be the main thing that's on my mind.
Okay.
And then as I kind of let the pen bleed, it kind of just uncovers a lot. And there's never been one time where I have regretted writing or haven't felt fulfilled in like getting things out of me and onto paper.
Right.
So I would say writing and just kind of sitting in my space of zero distractions and just feeling and trying to hear what I need and like what's going on, and then acting accordingly after that.
Yeah. Is that something that you've always done, or do you remember when you started expressing yourself in that way?
For the driving part, it's actually funny, it ties into work. The first time I did that was when I was flying to Ohio for a job.
Okay.
And there's no direct flights to Columbus, Ohio from LA.
Yeah.
Since COVID, there's been no direct flights.
Yeah.
So I'm either flying into like Atlanta, I'm flying to Texas, or I'm flying to like Detroit.
Oh wow. You can't get to Ohio at all direct.
Unless you fly Spirit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't doing it.
And these Sky Miles is getting up somehow.
That's a fact. I ain't doing it either.
Yeah, connection or not, I'm gonna get there. but yeah, so this instance where I had to go to Ohio, I flew to Detroit.
Okay.
And out of nowhere, like a blizzard low-key happens.
And
the rain's too much, the wind's too much.
And you couldn't take that next
Canceled my flight from Detroit. to Columbus.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, I'm already in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put me in this next flight the day after, like first one out of Detroit. I'm still not going to get there at the call time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to my agent, and then I'm just like, bro, like, let me just check real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at maps, and I was like, no, it's a 3-hour drive.
Oh, it's easy.
Like 3-hour drive, right? So I was like, I'll do that. Not really looking at the conditions outside. I'm just like,
You're just like,
I'll make it happen.
I gotta get there. Yeah.
I have a job. There's a check involved.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
get there.
Yeah. So as I'm going, I could get my bag, and I'm trying to find like what rental service I'm gonna do, and in like the little shuttle, you hear all the flights have been canceled for like the rest of the day. Anyone that's going to like any of the rental car services, we're not renting any unreserved cars, so turn them back, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, bro, like what's going on? So I went to a couple of the rental car services companies, and they just weren't willing to give anybody a car that didn't have a reservation because they couldn't cover reservations. They didn't have enough cars for reservations and all the people who just missed their next flight for the next how many hours.
Yes.
But lo and behold, one of them had a car, and I'm like, cool. I don't care what the price is. I don't care what kind of car it is. I just need this car, and I'm gonna drop it in Columbus, Ohio, and that's that.
Yeah.
They're like, cool. Yeah, visibility was probably like 10, 15 feet in front of me. The rain was coming down hard. Yeah. It was a little car.
Yeah.
So like all the rain that was on the road, like a few hydroplanes here and there, I'm like,
felt all of it. Yeah.
All of it, bro.
Yeah.
Just me being like super stressed out because I'm a very routine-oriented person.
Mm-hmm.
And so when things change unexpectedly, whether it's cancellations or delays, I kind of lose it a little bit since like structure is what holds me together, low key.
Right.
So by the time I got to the car, I thought it was over, but I had to deal with driving through like a monsoon for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And so I tried listening to the music.
That wasn't helping.
It wasn't helping, so I just turned it off. And I spent like that 3-hour drive just asking myself questions, checking in with myself.
Wow.
I went back to like my childhood, like, why do you think you are the way you are? Like, what experiences could have been traumatic to have caused you to be this way in certain situations?
Dang.
How are you treating your family, friends? How are you treating yourself?
Yeah.
And it was a 3-hour like therapy session. I use it as a therapy session of just like self-reflection.
Yeah.
And from there, I wasn't even planning on doing it. It just happened because I was so overwhelmed with everything that was going on.
For sure.
And from there, it's been routine, like once a week at least.
Wow.
Like no music, just drive.
Yeah.
I did it today.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just like, let's check in.
Yeah.
And then for writing, I know I'm talking a lot. I apologize.
No reason to apologize.
And for writing, I've always enjoyed writing. I never knew I'd do it and care about it as much as I do it now. But I loved writing in college. Even my writing intensive course that you need to pass in order to graduate college. I even liked that, like the 20-page theses and whatnot. It was
I could never.
I didn't mind it. You know what I mean? Because it was like, no, you're gonna get my opinion, and I'm gonna stand on my opinion, and I'm gonna write about it. You know, I just liked.
That's a good perspective, actually. That's cool.
I liked the
like the ability to like break down.
To like propose an argument or propose an idea and be able to back it up and like really stand on like what you're believing and why.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think anything of it, but a lot of the times the professor used my work as like an example for the class.
Dang.
And I'm showing up to class like with a soccer hoodie on, soccer sweats. Like I just got to go to practice. Like I'm not really tripping off of what grade I get.
Yeah.
And I'm always in the back too. And so like, oh, and again, like, Cylus, if you want an example of, your 10-page, whatever, like here, I'm gonna use his as an example you guys can look through. And everyone's just turning back and I'm just like dusty and just tired, ready to go to practice. I'm like, all right. And then, but yeah, so I think from there, writing transitioned from, writing work components or homework components to just check-ins. And I didn't get really big into writing until like when I first started working and I understood how expensive therapy could be.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna journal.
Which it is, man. Like, so many people suggest therapy without thinking about the fact that it costs money, bro.
And it's like, not covered by
most
95% of insurances that you could get. So it wasn't an option for me, especially starting out.
Yeah.
And in college. It's like, I'm definitely not doing
There's
that.
no way I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a meal.
So yeah.
Or a week. Like a week worth of meals.
Man.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
But no, I totally get that. I love how you mentioned that you struggle with disruption.
Yeah.
In your routine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you may have already come to grips with this, but I want to highlight the fact that a strong moment in your life in regards to you almost kind of forcibly having to do a heart check came from disruption.
Yeah.
So how are you with disruption now? Like, has your outlook or output on that changed at all? Or are you still like way out of whack when stuff gets disrupted?
I'm not as out of whack.
Okay.
I still have a firm grip on structure.
Yeah, which is good.
A little too firm, knuckles going white and everything, but I'm a little less uptight when things kind of fall out of plan.
Okay.
And it all depends on kind of the situation of like what's falling out of plan or what isn't aligning anymore.
Yes, that makes sense.
Because there are certain things that I just don't prioritize as much as others, and if it falls through or it gets delayed or pushed back, won't even bat an eye at it.
It is what it is.
But like in that example in Detroit, it's like, this is a job. When it comes to presentation and how I show up for myself and also the company that's hiring me to work, I'm gonna be there on time.
Yeah.
I'm cutting my own hair. My nails are taken care of.
Yeah.
I'm still in shape. Like, I'm not giving them a reason to question who I am and like second guessing if they made the right choice to have me on set, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So stuff that gets disrupted or delayed in the realm of like me taking work serious or like the people, that's a little bit harder to manage.
Yeah.
So it honestly just depends on what's falling out of place.
Yeah. It's nice to know that and to have that balance.
Yeah.
Because where I was going with that is that I feel like, at least in my life, that, as I just mentioned, and an example through yours, is that a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity in my life has come from God disrupting things that I was looking for routine in.
Right. Yeah, like, it just came to my head. Keep going.
My son coming into my life. A lot of people think Touch and I planned that, and we didn't. We didn't plan it. It was not. I mean, obviously we were doing what we were doing. Like, 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
Well, pun intended, I guess. Kinda, or 3, I guess, technically. But we were doing what we were doing. So there are things that come from that.
Exactly.
So, but at the same time, we weren't forward thinking and like planning this. Okay,
right.
We would like to do this now. It happened and we were like, okay.
Yeah.
But it was a disruption.
100%.
And it still is sometimes. We love our son, but he disrupts our day in the most beautiful way, but he disrupts our day and our routine a lot of times. And
that's the life of a baby.
100%. And through that disruption, I've learned so much about myself.
Yeah.
And outside of him, like my work also, it disrupts a lot. It disrupts my routine. It disrupts my lifestyle. It disrupts other work opportunities.
Right.
But it ends up doing so much for me in other ways that I would have not been able to experience.
Right.
If I didn't allow for God to do that.
Right.
So are there any other examples in your life of God coming in and like disrupting your flow for a second, and it ended up being like really fruitful for you?
A few things when you started bringing it up, came to my head, and first and foremost, people do like refer to COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
Trigger term. I don't know what that is, but refer to COVID as sometimes an act of God, you know, or if they're having God out of it, something that was manufactured by whatever. I don't really want to get into that. Or just happened because of how we treat the earth, whatever.
Yeah.
That disruption allowed me to be here and in this space of
because you moved
being
here
fruitful
during that season,
having the greatest relationships I could ask for.
Wow.
And I'm in the best space when it comes to my friends, my romantic relationship and my family. It's like that disruption needed to happen because I thought pursuing soccer professionally was done for me.
Right.
I was gonna move back home. I wasn't gonna pay rent. I was gonna get this desk job, making good money. All my family's up north. It's comfortable there. I'm not gonna really need to test myself. I'm just gonna stack and see what happens.
Yeah.
I was looking into getting into the trades. I was helping my brother paint. He has his own painting business, so I was helping him on the weekends. And then outside of me working Monday through Friday at this desk job, I was looking to even start whether in the electrician trades. I'm starting in San Francisco because electricians make great money starting, and then they cap out really high. And also looking into barber school. I thought those two things were going to be like
that was going to be your bread and butter.
My bread and butter, cool, boom,
stable.
And then shut down. And so that allowed a lot of time for me to reflect on what does Cylus want. The weekly checks living in California were kind to a lot of us.
No, for sure.
And Gavin Newsom did his thing. So it gave me financial space and comfortability to be able to sit back and be like, I can just do nothing and really think about what's the next step.
Yeah.
And the route I chose, it was a risky one, but I full sent it. I saved up all my money and moved to LA, moved in with my sister, and tried to make this modeling and / entertainment / digital media stuff roll. And one thing led to another, and then stuff just started moving, and now I do it all full time. So that was the first thing that came in my head, was that disruption and what I thought I was going to do, or I thought that I wanted.
Yeah.
But also just in relationships, like when you get into these speed bumps or roadblocks or however big the mountain is that's in front of you when it comes to relationship management, friends, family, loved ones, partners, whatever it is, like a lot of times that disruption will like lead you into a new space or avenue that like is the most fruitful thing in the world. And you hear it all the time, like trauma bonding, or like
for sure,
you grow through what you go through. And like sharing that is like so beneficial, I feel like, to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a firm believer in kind of growing through adversity and like not looking for the easy way out, or not looking for a clean, smooth slate to just like roll on. Like speed bumps are gonna happen. I want to be tested, and I want to see like if what's in front of me or what I'm giving energy to is worth it. Like, or will it crumble? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So disruption has been more or less
favorable to you.
Very favorable and fruitful.
Yeah.
In who I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You just said something very very interesting. You said that you want it to be tested.
Yeah.
And there's this thing, and there's a verse in the Bible, and there's a gospel song that comes to my head that talks about being tried by fire, and how being tried by fire refines us. So it seems like your desire to be tested is your understanding and knowing that you can only be refined through that test.
Yep.
So is there anything testing you right now? Anything that you're battling right now that you are in the process of refining?
I think daily I keep in mind and I battle who I want to be as a man, or the type of man I want to be. That's a better way to gauge, or to phrase that.
Okay. In what way specifically?
I never had an example really. I had my older brother.
Okay.
I grew up with my mother. Dad was in and out, but not consistent enough for me to even rely or have an understanding on what a man should do, how he operates within the household, outside of the household, with his children, friends, fam, whatever. I had no idea. I had movies to kind of gauge that, and also like what my mom told me.
Right.
And then my brother being, quote unquote, a father figure for me.
Yeah.
My brother's 2 years and 8 months ahead of me.
It's not enough.
We were kids at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
So pretty much, and this has been something I've been working through for a while now. It's just understanding as I meet these certain stages or chapters in my life, like, am I the man I want to be? Or how does the man that I want to be handle this situation or move into this moment of his life?
Yeah.
And so every day it's kind of something that I am thinking about, struggling with a bit, because I really have no point of reference. But
I was going to ask, not to cut you off.
No, do they?
But what's your barometer, since you don't have an example? Like, where do you kind of gauge, like, your perspective of the man that you want to be? Like, where does that come from?
That comes from just soaking up knowledge or game or experiences from the people and situations that I have in my life.
Wow.
One thing that stuck with me from a young age that my mom said is like, a man is nothing without his word.
Wow.
So with that, and that's when she said that to me when I was a kid and has repeated it multiple times.
Absolutely.
So me being able to be a man of my word is one part.
Yeah.
Like, let my words hold weight and value. Whatever I say I'm going to do, I will do it. My mom made sure we remembered that. Whether I say I'm going to take out the trash, whether I say I'm going to clean up the bathroom, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Something simple. Washing one spoon that I left in the sink, forgetting about it. It doesn't matter how big or small. You said you're going to do it.
So do it.
Go do it.
Yeah.
So that's one way I gauge it. Through just meeting people. I've always gravitated towards older people when it comes to, platonic relationships and like, friends and whatnot. So seeing how they operate in the world, how they speak, how they treat people around them.
Yep.
But also like close friends too. A lot of times kindness has been something that I use as like a gauging point.
Okay.
So like, I want to be someone who is kind, someone who is a man of their word, who the word is bond type of thing. And like, we're nothing without our word, really.
Absolutely.
Someone who's accountable, can be depended on whenever the time comes. Can provide for myself, my family when that time comes. And just living in an appropriate way with a nice gauge on my own moral and ethical compass.
Yeah.
And we can get into that, and that will be a whole nother hour we'll be here. But
for sure.
Just kind of staying true to my values and kind of like reminding myself of the knowledge that was instilled with me through just everyday experiences with people that I view in a very positive light.
Yeah.
And I combine all of that, and hopefully that's going to be somebody that I can be proud of.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and it's a learning process, and that's like, at the end of the day, it's like being a parent. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because you can read as many books, you can listen to as many podcasts, hang out with your friends that have babies, but the minute you have your own,
your experience is completely different.
There's no guide, there's no blueprint.
Because the thing is that nobody's going to be with you every single day except yourself. So it's like you just mentioned, people can talk about their experiences and things that they've done and learned and all the things and give as many tips as they want. But those tips and the tips and tricks and all those things aren't going to be with you every single day. Like, your experiences and things are going to meet you in different levels and in different ways that are just always going to present difficulties that you may not have the tools for. So is there anything just to get even more specific, is there anything within the caricature that you're trying to build right now of who Cylus is that is giving you a little bit more of a battle than the others?
Anything in particular?
Yeah. Like, is there anything that you have to fight with a little bit more, like in regards to like, this is a part of who I want to be as a man, but I can't seem to get this part to the level that I want it to be yet.
Right.
Or anything that you may struggle with because, like you mentioned, your father wasn't in your life as much, or you may not have had as many examples even outside of your dad. Like,
I can't really think of anything in particular.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's all kind of like I deal with it as it comes, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially as a partner, as a friend and whatnot, as an uncle. You know, I'm wearing a bunch of hats and I'm learning as I go.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of just like wanting to be proud of the man I want to be,
right.
I would say the main thing would kind of tie into work and like the whole digital age that we're in now.
For sure.
I have a hard time aligning that with who I want to be. And even though it can be very fruitful, you know, financially, and you can make beautiful stuff on the internet in this digital age with, you know, direction, writing, anything visually, you know, it's the social media kind of avenue that we're both into. It's a double-edged sword. And so I've learned that I feel the best when I'm not using it. But we kind of have to use it. And so
I'm in a similar space. Actually.
Like that's kind of like the toughest battle, I feel like. And that's not the worst battle to have, and maybe I just dislike it, so that's why it comes to mind. But yeah, that's the only thing really that's kind of like not fitting the mold that I have for myself.
So then I'll ask you this. What have you learned as you are growing and itching in further and further into the man that you are becoming, the man that you already are?
Yeah.
How has your relationship with God played a part in that? And what have you learned in that aspect of it? Because, you know, the way that I see God and look at God is like a father figure.
Right.
It's someone that's caring and loving and providing and holds a lot of the attributes that you just shared. So what does what does that look like for you in your relationship with God, and how that's kind of determine how you see yourself as you are growing and going through all the things that you're working through?
I don't think we've had a conversation yet about God.
Yeah.
So this is a great space for us to finally talk about it.
Yeah.
I've always had faith, and I grew up in a Christian household. My mother harped on having faith, and, you know, spoke about God a lot.
Yeah.
My grandma as well. My two favorite ladies in the world. No one can tell me any different. Forever. My people. But we wouldn't go to church. I've been to Sunday school a few times, and that's when my mom had time.
Right.
I mean, there was 3 of us growing up. My mom, you know, had babies at an early age, and then through 12 years of me living, little Mia came. So 4 kids on her own.
Yeah.
We really didn't have downtime for church. Our downtime was let's rest and clean the house.
Yes, exactly.
4 kids running around.
Yeah.
And I work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And I commute to work.
Yeah.
I am tired.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going nowhere.
I don't care if it's
and that's
Saturday,
where I get
Sunday,
that. Then that side of me is I'm very much like my mom. I don't want to go nowhere. Let's be in the house. Let's have dinners.
No, for sure.
Go picnic. But no.
Yeah.
So just through that, you know, I've always had faith, and I've always spoke about faith, but at the same time, I wasn't reading the Bible. In my family, there's a lot of different religions at play. My dad's side's Catholic. My mother's side's Christian. But even then, within my immediate family, you know, my mom's a Christian, but you know, she doesn't believe that, you know, church is the thing that makes you a Christian. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna interject for 2 seconds.
Do you
and I want
think?
you to keep going. The only thing that was coming into my mind as you were sharing all that is exactly that.
Yeah.
Is that church has nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And reading your Bible, although it is a part of growing in your relationship with God, is a very intimate thing.
Yeah.
And it's a very sensitive thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a time and a place for it. It's not something you can do all the time.
Exactly.
So for me, although I do go to church and I do read my Bible, I find that the most fulfilling moments that I have with God are when I'm just in communion with Him. And it's just like those moments where I am operating in stillness and being able to reflect, which you do oftentimes. But I'll let you continue.
Yeah. Building back off of that. So yeah, my mom, you know, Christian, and from the conversations I've had with my dad at times, you know, we've talked about aliens, we've talked about science.
Yeah.
So I already know where he's at.
Yeah.
And talked about like, yo, but your whole, you know, your whole family is all Catholic. He's like, nah, it's not for me. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
My brother has adopted Islam probably 9-10 years ago. And yeah, you don't really adopt it. You know, Allah comes to you, as you know, devout Muslims say. So that's another religion that's in the household now that's at play. And then my sister, I don't think my sister really pays too much attention to religion at all. Doesn't have space for that. In her life where she's at now. And then there's me, who I want to learn about all religions, because I have a belief that I feel like it just has to stem from the same place, and through difference in geography and language and experience and what stories have been told and passed down, I feel like they've kind of come into their own interpretation as kind of like we kind of expanded as humans.
Absolutely.
And so I just like learning, bro.
Yeah.
Whether someone wants to talk about science, different types of religions, faith or spirituality, or, you know, because that's a buzz term now too. It's like,
absolutely.
Oh, I don't believe in a religion. I'm just spiritual.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's so many things that are at play, and I just like learning about a lot of them. Like I have the Bible at my house. I have a Quran at my house. I also listen to science-based podcasts often. It's just, I like learning. But my faith hasn't left me. And that's something I've always doubled down on and had in my locker since I was a kid. It's like having faith that things will work out and my life will be the way that it's supposed to be. You know, God willing.
Which is a good perspective to have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I want to touch on, you know, because you did mention that we hadn't had that conversation yet, which is true. But I want you to know that I didn't invite you here because I had any assumption that you did.
I'm already knowing.
And my inviting you into this space and having this conversation was solely based on the man that you are and the man that I perceive you to be. And to my understanding, seeing God reflected in you in whatever way that is for you, respectfully. Being respectful to you and who you are, understanding that your output or your outlook of God may be different than mine, or it may be the same. But me knowing that and wanting to open up this seat and this space for you, because as you know, I value you wherever you are, and not knowing everything that you share doesn't change anything for me. It actually makes me love you even more. So, and it additionally makes me even more interested in obviously you, but also your struggles, which we have talked about in the past, and which is why we're also here now. Because for me, not just as an artist, not just as a man, but just solely as a person, you know, we're all going through stuff. You know what I mean? And I believe that God is a part of all of it.
100%.
Whatever God you believe in, you know. So I love to hear that. I really do. Yeah, I love to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to know that part of you.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage you to continue to explore it.
Yeah.
Because I know that, as you mentioned, with the Muslim faith,
yeah,
and them believing that Allah finds you, I believe that God is also going to find you, and whatever way He comes to you, it is my hope that you will be open to it as much as I think you will be.
Yeah.
Because I know that as intellectual as you are and as emotionally in tune as you are, you're only a step away from it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, and I think that it's going to answer even more questions for you.
I'm sure.
Because there's so much that I think that there's so much that is left unanswered.
Yeah.
Just from my understanding of the things that you've questioned and the things that you know, kind of have experienced and gone through, that's inevitable. Like, because that's what happened for me. Like, I also was raised in a church and raised in a home that was built on the foundations of faith.
Right.
But God came and met me.
Right.
You know, He came and met me where I was.
Right.
And completely, like, just like blew my mind.
Right.
In the most emotional way possible, and in a way that was personal and not personal in the sense of not wanting to share it, but personal in the sense that it's just personal, like
to you.
Exactly.
It's tailored exactly what you needed to hear at that moment.
Exactly.
Right.
And yeah, if you haven't had that yet, or if you have, because I don't know, but if you haven't had that yet, I firmly believe that's going to happen.
Right.
And it'll probably be a disrupting moment.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
But I just encourage you to embrace it.
Right.
Because when it does happen, it's going to make a lot of things very clear for you.
Yeah.
And you deserve that.
Right.
And I know it's coming. But to continue, so I just want to talk about what else has been going on then, if anything. Yeah. Like, you know, outside of career, obviously your friendships and your relationships are in a really good place, which I'm happy to hear. You're in a healthy relationship. So is there anything else that mentally, emotionally, spiritually you may be kind of working through or questioning or trying to, you know, walk through in this time?
I mean, what came to my mind as you were speaking about, you know, that personal experience you had with God finding you, I was kind of thinking about the multiple parties at play with the religion in the household, and it kind of ties back also to like my struggle with identity growing up. You know, with growing up with my mother, who's Black and Italian, being raised in a mixed household, my father being Mexican, but Spanish wasn't my first language, so I battled that a lot growing up, of just not being Latino enough for Latinos at school, while playing soccer. Right. They were like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was hard to deal with. Yeah. And I don't know. It was something that I feel like since the sport I was playing, I really wanted to like be accepted, and I never really was. Yeah. My family, of course, did, but like, for sure, as a kid, you just want to make friends. Absolutely. Right. You want to feel accepted, and you want to be cool and whatnot. And you know, that really wasn't a thing for me. And I feel like I struggle so much because, you know, with the Black and Italian side, like, if I tell you all three ethnicities that I am, still people are like, I don't see any of them. You know what I mean? Like, I grow my beard out, and I'm in Europe. People speaking Arabic to me. People, you know, French and everything. I'm like, yeah. So like, I've always had this struggle of like really knowing who I am. Yeah. And I've came into that where it's like, well, I am what I say I am, but I'm also me. So I'm not no mold of what you view. Absolutely. You know, like a mixed person to be or whatnot. I'm not your box. It's gonna help you understand. Exactly. Yeah. I am myself. And so I say that to be a transition to where I'm at now, and us being in Los Angeles, and a city where everyone's trying to be something else or the next thing, or acting a way to get this way, where it's like the main thing that I probably like, not the main thing, but another thing that kind of comes to mind when it comes to struggle is like finding my identity now.
Wow.
Because I've been here for like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I moved out here for modeling. But it's not something that's very, not worthwhile, but it doesn't fill me.
Fill you, yeah.
It doesn't fulfill me and fill my cup in the ways that I thought it would.
Yeah.
And to be quite frank, I never thought it would really fill me up anyway. I just thought it was something that made sense and it was working, so I'm running with it.
Yeah.
And so I'm at this crossroad now where it's like I have my love for writing, I have my love for speaking, not on camera, but
no, it's real.
But yeah, I've always been bad on camera, to be honest. So like, just finding my voice in what I write and putting more of me into the stuff I put out. And so, yeah, the most apparent thing right now in that you know, area of my life is just finding out like, who is Cylus in this moment of his life?
Yeah.
Like what is calling him and what will fill him up? Because I mean, we all know how tough this city is.
For sure.
Especially in our industry.
Yeah.
And so,
or just how tough life is.
Life in general.
It's really just life. Yeah, it plays into our work, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just life at the same time.
Yeah. And just finding out who I am and what I need and standing firm in that.
Yeah.
And not wavering for nobody.
Yeah.
And I've been stubborn in that. I've never really wavered for anybody.
Yeah.
But like, now not wavering and knowing this is exactly who I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And this is where I'm going to be regardless of the likes or the opinions or the virality of things I put out. It does that. None of that defines who I am.
Yes.
I am what I say I am, and I will own that.
Yeah. So it definitely sounds like your battle is self-identity right now. Because although you were pulled out here for one reason, now that you've been established in that, and as you've been able to sit with yourself more, you're feeling a pull in another direction. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So, no, go ahead.
Yeah. Pulled for sure in the beginning, but I feel like I don't want to be pulled away in the sense of what I'm doing now. I'm trying to find that identity that can exist parallel.
Yeah.
In a parallel state with it all.
Yes. So when I said pulled away, I didn't mean like
physically away from it and you
like
leave.
You want to stop doing this in its entirety, but you're being pulled into another depth of what you're already doing. And where it's like you can still live here,
right?
But this isn't how you'll be identified solely. Like there's more layers to you, and you're trying to figure out how to bring those layers to the light.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is huge.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I deal with that a lot as well. The identity portion, especially like you said in our industry. And I love that you brought up like the likes and all that stuff, because I think as much of a blessing as social media is to people like ourselves and creatives in all forms, I think that it also is so detrimental because like you mentioned, we begin to focus more on people's feedback than we do on the actual art and the work itself.
The product.
So it's like you may be less inclined to post something that you wrote because it won't get as much feedback as a picture from your latest campaign.
Right.
And because of that, you're trying to figure out the duality of the two.
Yeah.
And that's happened with me as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I know that I have so much to say outside of my outfits. You know, for me, my social media is all stemmed on how I dress.
Yeah.
Which is such a blessing. The fact that I can make money in some ways just by putting on clothes is like,
and people love what you're doing.
And people love it.
Yeah.
Is like big, mind-blowing moment for me. Yet at the same time, it's not as fulfilling as I want it to be.
Yeah.
So I find myself being pulled in another direction. And that direction for me, I think, is more inclined to what we're doing now.
Right.
Like, I'm a huge people person. And
Yeah.
for me, I feel like my voice and my creativity extends so far beyond just how I dress.
And the caption that you pair with you dressing.
Yes, exactly. And
right.
like in the caption that I pair with it.
Yeah.
And it has pulled me into this desire to be more personal.
Right.
And a lot of times the things that I post that are more personal don't get as much of a reaction. And
they won't.
And it begins to kind of disappoint you in a sense of like, dang, I put my heart and soul in the sense of this one though, and y'all didn't see that. Or it didn't resonate with you as much.
Yeah.
But the thing that I can do with my eyes closed, that takes 10 seconds of my time.
Right.
You guys are all over it.
Yeah. And I say and they won't, not because it will never be fruitful, but in the sense where these platforms are set up for specific things.
No, exactly.
And they will push specific things.
Exactly, 100%.
And anything outside of what's in or sexy or whatnot.
For sure.
Goes.
Yes.
That's how they operate.
100%. So as I've been learning how to bridge the gap and build that duality, what are some things that you have also been doing to kind of help fill your cup in the way that's opposing to just your modeling career or your social media career?
Right. Before I get into that, when you were speaking, I was just thinking about the conversation we had before we started rolling, and kind of like the vision that you have for yourself within this year, within the next year.
Yeah.
And before, like, you were even done talking, like I had my voice, my inner voice came up, and I was like, yo, Justin, like, there's so much more to do. And like, I feel like with the podcast, knowing how you speak, you know, and the standard you hold yourself, when I was sitting at the table, I was like, I feel like this is going to be something that's crazy, just because of the fact that, like, I know who you are. I know your attention to detail. I know how you are only going to put out things that you're proud of and that you work very hard on. And so over there, I was just like, I was like, I'm glad I'm here, because this is going to be something that's, you know, not because it's going to be something that's huge and great, which it will be, but at the same time, like, something that is your baby right now and that you can look forward to working on. So I just wanted to share that real quick.
But hold on before you continue, because you really just like kind of did something. A couple things. First, thank you.
Oh, of course.
I appreciate that, and it means more than you may know. But additionally, opposing to that, it's really hard for me to hear.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I've kind of always struggled with people speaking that level of positivity into my life.
Right.
Because it ends up holding me to this level of expectation that now I'm afraid I won't get to.
Okay.
And that fear of not getting there causes me to pause.
Right.
Because I start thinking too much.
Okay.
And it was like making me emotional, because it happens in so many areas in my life.
Right.
And I think this is the one thing that I don't want it to happen to.
Right.
Because I feel it's exactly what you said. Like, this feels like my baby right now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's so much power in this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I love doing it so much.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mess it up, you know?
Right.
I don't even know where all this came from, bro.
It's okay. Let it out, man. You, as your friend and someone who loves you, I think what I should say here is that even though I am proud of who you are and I see what potential you have, and I am a fan of how you just move and exist in this world creatively, things outside of the creative world, just as a dad, as a friend, as a partner. When I am championing who you are and what you do, I'm never setting expectations on you. I understand that it's a lot, and the whole saying, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and I know how heavy standards and expectations that are put onto you, how unfair they may be, can feel. But as someone who loves you and just respects who you are as a person, whatever you do, you can give this all up. My idea of you, how I support you, and the love I have for you will never change.
I appreciate that.
So when I'm here to give you your flowers, it's never met with, all right, but you better not slow down because I'll take a flower one by one back. Like, never doing that for you. So all that to be said, like, I'm just here to support. I'm here to just be here and allow you to have the space, for allowing me to have the space, and you being comfortable enough to reveal this emotion that you have and the care that you have of what we got going on. So whatever does happen, you got people behind you.
I appreciate that.
And that aren't going to hold you to an unfair standard. We just want you to be who you are, because that's what brought us here in the first place, and that's what keeps us here.
Yeah, that's right.
Through any avenue.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's tough because, like, I don't know if we've talked about, like, my upbringing much, but I grew up with both my parents. Obviously, you've met both my parents, but I've just, like, growing up, there was always this, like, expectation of excellence over, like, my brother and I.
Right.
And it did a lot of good in us, but it also, I think, instilled a lot of like, fear and self-doubt at the same time, which is, like, a crazy thing to, like, bring into the same picture, because you would think that, like, pushing someone to be their best would do the complete opposite of that.
Right.
But I think what it ended up doing for both my brother and I, because him and I talk about it, is I think it ended up kind of dampening us, because the moments that we wouldn't perform at a certain level, there was so much disappointment that was met with that. Right. And I'm not just talking about, like, oh, you failed this test. Right. It was like, you came home with a B. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, how do you know that B wasn't my best? Right. Like, I know you expect me to be an A-level student, or you expect me to perform at a certain level in my soccer game or whatever. Right. How do you know that I didn't do my absolute best, even though I messed up? Right. And I think because of that, it's like, it's done so much to me, man. Right. That, like, when I feel like I am doing my absolute best, I always just have this thing in the back of my mind that, like, it may not be good enough. Yeah. And it happens all the time. Yeah. And, like, I fight it a lot. Yeah. And like I mentioned, I just don't want it to hinder me anymore. Right. It happens with my clothing line. It's happened with this in the past. This is my second time trying this. Yeah. It's happened in my marriage. Right. Where I'm just like, I just don't do well with disappointment. Right. And before I can disappoint anybody else, I end up almost allowing myself to be disappointed in myself. Mm-hmm. And I have no reason to, honestly. Mm-hmm. And it's even gone as far as, like, altering my relationship with God, to where if I feel like I'm disappointing him, I pull myself so far from him. Right. Because I'm like, I can't even deal with myself.
Trying to protect yourself.
Yeah, it's like, I can't even deal with myself. Like, yeah. I can only imagine how you feel. Right. You know what I mean? And, like, I just, like, I don't know, man. Like, you really struck a chord, bro. And I know it wasn't intentional, because, like, you really were genuinely giving me my flowers. Yeah. but it's been hard for me to receive lately. I mean, I'm getting better at it, but yeah, it was just like I'm really tired of allowing myself to feel that way.
Right.
That's really all it is. Like, I'm allowing myself to do this to myself.
Right.
And instead, I have to fight it more. Yeah, I'm just happy that we're having this conversation right now because it's helping me a lot.
Yeah. You can tie it back into disruption.
Yeah.
Like if you need to shift the perspective of disappointment or failure to disruption, and what we just spoke about.
Yeah.
We just spoke about how we have found silver linings in disruption, and how we've grown from disruption.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that fear of disappointment, if we learn to shift focus and kind of battle that fear and understand, like, however I come, however I present myself or products that I'm putting out, it is my best.
Yeah.
And I know it's my best because I did the work for it. And if it's not well received the first time around, second time around, 10th time around, you're doing your best.
Yeah.
And I think what I hear is, like, I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself too to perform because of these expectations that may be or may not even be at play.
Yeah, I do.
And that's just something I wanted to say, because, like, I think anybody who loves you will want the best for you and want you to feel that however you come, however you open yourself and allow yourself to be received in any way is always going to be enough if Justin is being himself and Justin is putting his best foot forward. Literally whatever happens. I feel like that's all we can ask for, is that we just try. And that we put our best foot forward. And stay authentic to who we are. And then from there, like I said, whether it's first time around, second time around, 20th time around, it can catch. And that's what matters.
That's real.
Yeah,
I think I love that you mentioned, like, the importance of me just first and foremost and consistently, like, just being myself. Because I was having that conversation with another friend of mine, and that's what he was like. Through our conversation, we got to that same point of how important it is to not be so consumed and concerned with the work and the output of what we're doing, and more so being concerned with and focusing on us just showing up as ourselves, because that's all we're called to do.
To show up.
Like, the work is great, and yes, we are called to do work, but as long as you are showing up as yourself first and foremost, you can trust that the work is going to follow. And I think that's kind of where I am right now. It's like trying to make sure that that's the focus. Like, as long as I show up and as long as I put all of me into it, the output outside of the numerical evaluation will always be enough. And I mean that just goes back into, like, the social game and all that stuff, because with our work, I think that has happened to me so many times. Whereas, like, I show up as myself, but I'm putting more energy into the work, and then when it's not met at the level where I expected it to be, it breaks me down and it pulls me away from wanting to do it anymore. And I already see myself now being like, I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna put as much of myself into this as I can, and that just be it. And then after I do it, I wipe my hands clean. Whatever happens after this happens after this, and I'd be okay with that. Versus, like, watching it and being like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes literally watching it, and sometimes just, coming back to it and being like, that didn't work out how I wanted it to. And then sitting in that and now I'm just like, okay, if it doesn't work out how I want it to, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again anyway.
Exactly.
And I think even the reason why the timing of this is so important is because that, I think, is where I am and what's going to be needed for me to get through it and to keep it going.
Yeah.
Because it's not always going to be amazing as far as the reaction is concerned.
Yeah.
Or the responses. You know, it's going on the internet.
Yeah.
The internet will remain undefeated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In good ways and bad ways. So, yeah, I'm just trying to carry that energy more and more these days, because I know that I need it, and I know that God needs me to carry it so that I can fulfill whatever the calling is that He's placed on me for this season.
Right. And that ties us into the question that got us here. Like, you asked me, what am I doing to kind of take care of my identity and be proud of the stuff that I'm putting out while we're faced with the undefeated internet, in a sense. And I would say the first forward step really was the most recent thing that we did together.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that was a concept that I drafted on the fly. And that goes into just showing up. It's like, let me just try something new. Let me not give them what they expect me to give them.
Right.
But also let me put me into it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where the writing came in.
Yeah.
That's where the barbering came in.
Yeah. You found out how to blend all your worlds.
Blend all of my worlds with having my closest people help me with it when it comes to direction of it, when it comes to just making the idea come to life, using your backyard for it. Like it was something that after seeing the final product before we went live, I was like, I could care less how this does.
Because this feels so good.
I love doing this.
Yes.
And it was something that had so much of me into it.
Wow.
Where whether it got 1 million views, likes, whatever, or 10,
you were happy.
I was going to be fine. Because I really enjoyed the process and trusting my vision and my gut to be like, do what Cylus wants to do and what Cylus views as great work, great art.
Yeah.
And with never really straying from that, it's still something that I'm like very proud of. And honestly, the most me that I've been able to be on the internet since I started using social media apps.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you just said that, but I also love that I was a part of that.
Bro.
Yeah. That means so much.
I was grateful to have you.
Even when I saw it, outside of me being a part of it, I was so just so inspired and so in love with it. And I was just like, man, this is so good. And the fact that I was a part of it was also like, dang, I got to be a part of this. And I think my joy in being a part of it was because I recognized what it was doing for you.
Yeah.
And outside of the work, I just recognized, even when we were doing it, we had never done any work together before.
Nah.
But I recognized while we were creating it and building it, I just saw so much joy, and you almost had this nervousness in you too.
Oh, I was giddy.
Yeah.
And I was
like, well, I've never seen Cylus like this before.
I was hyped, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, but I think this is Cylus when he's at his peak, when he's really in it. And I was just and when I saw it, I was like, man, how do we do more of this? You know?
Yeah. And that's
the question.
That's the question.
Because
now it's like, what's next?
Yes. So are you looking to do more of that now?
I think
or looking for more opportunities to be able to blend all your worlds. Is that something that
has to
is
be
more
the
apparent
goal.
now?
That has to be the goal.
Nice.
From the feeling that I got from putting that out.
Yeah.
With the help of you, Tom, Jordan. That feeling I got from myself, from putting it out, from y'all,
Yeah.
like seeing how invested all three of you were too.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to stray away from that at all.
Yeah.
Like obviously you're gonna have things here and there that you're just like, you know, this is some fly shit. Let me just throw it up. But at the same time, like when it comes to work and the art behind it, that's the standard now. I feel like.
Yeah.
And without trying to put too much pressure on myself, understand like that I have the confidence to have these ideas, to have visions of what I see for this project or the next project, and know that I can come up with something that I can be proud of.
For sure.
And I have people around me that can help me with those steps. And that goes from the first question, second question that we had in the podcast. Like,
that community aspect.
Bro, I'm so blessed with everybody.
Wow.
And where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And having that realization of my best foot forward is enough for me. And so the way I'm approaching projects in the future, and that's why I haven't even really posted yet.
Yeah.
Since then, because it's like,
how do I back up this?
We gotta. There's a lot of thought now, and like a thought behind it, and the idea and sense of artistry now is going to have to come into play way more often.
Yeah, it's gonna have to elevate a little bit. Yeah, to be at this, so that the level is like synonymous throughout all your work. Yeah.
Tried by fire, baby.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, and so I'm excited, and this is the most excited I've been able to be with social media in a very long time.
For sure.
And it only makes sense that I had my people around me to help.
Absolutely.
And also trusting my own judgment and like what I view as tasteful.
Yeah.
And what should be put out.
Yeah.
So yeah, best foot forward every time.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So I'll say this. As we've gone through this conversation, my admiration and love for you has only grown, you know, like as I expected it, obviously. But I want to know, what are like some of the most important things for you right now that help you maintain all the things that we've talked about that are so important for you, and the things that have helped define and grow who Cylus is, even as you're like still working on that aspect of yourself?
I have this sense of safety in the people I have in my life, that I surround myself with, that I know that I've been able to mature each of our relationships by being myself.
Yeah.
And so that alone kind of helps keep me at ease with whatever's to come, really.
Right.
Because like, whether, you know, I'm at like the highest peak possible with whatever career path that I choose, or the lowest of the low, like the foundation that I have with the people in my life the foundation that I have with the people in my life won't be compromised whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so that gives me the confidence to try things and fail and experiment with whatever I want to experiment with when it comes to furthering myself in any avenue, work, you know, personal stuff, anything outside of that, you know, you name it. But yeah, so my core group of people, man, forever grateful for sure. And then with that, building off of that, like that gives me a sense of confidence too. Where it's like, for better or for worse, like this all can get blown up and I'm back at zero.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'll be good, like I'm just mad confident now.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a level of like surrender in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever will happen, whatever can happen will happen, and if it happens, go back to try by fire. We're gonna make it work. Like we're gonna be able to work through it, whether it's a day, whether it's a month, however long it takes.
Yeah.
I've gone through things that have lasted years, and I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, since you mentioned that, one question that came to my head quickly to like interject was like, for you to get to that level of freedom,
yeah,
did you have to experience losing things for you to understand that you're not in as control as you may want to be, or as you thought you were?
I've lost people in my life that I was never ready to lose, especially in that moment. And I have been brought to points where I didn't think there was a clear way out.
Right.
And there was like a sense of surrender, as you say, where it was like, there's no door open right now for me. Like, I'm going to be in this pit for a while.
Wow.
And it got to the point of me being comfortable in whatever pit of thoughts, emotions that I was in. And I just learned to really exist in that and find like solace in like some of the darkest moments of my life, and allowing that disruption to like fortify like my resolve with anything. And I feel like with losing, you know, people that I wasn't ready to lose, with taking risks, like I'm okay with whatever happens. Like I have that confidence, like I mentioned before, like if everything was to end tomorrow, like we're just gonna make it work. So it took a lot. Like, it wasn't easy, of course. Like certain things have happened where I wouldn't have been able to prep for, but
for sure.
Hey, we're still here.
Yeah.
And we're pushing.
Absolutely.
And we learn.
Yeah.
Experience, you can't buy experience. It's something that you just have to meet head on and take piece by piece what you can use and apply it to the next experience that you're going to face. So, yeah, we're a lot stronger than we think and that we give ourselves credit for.
Absolutely.
And we just have to we have to allow ourselves the space to face that opposition.
Yeah.
And be able to, you know, push
forward. What did you do to pull yourself out of those spaces? Because you said that, you know, in some of those moments you were like in the pit of all pits and you didn't see a doorway out. Like, what was that? How did you find that like peep of light that you were like, I'm gonna go after that and I'm gonna get out? Like, what did that look like for you?
As opposed to like you know, the image that we all use, or like the idea that like we pull ourselves out, you know, crawl out, remove ourselves from whatever we're going through or feeling. I'm a firm believer in just sitting in it and getting comfortable with it. And in these moments that I speak about with not too much detail, I just allowed myself to just sit in it and not rush any processing. And not rush like making that next step into getting out. I like set up camp and I'm like, I'm gonna sit in this for a long time and I'm okay with that.
Wow.
And it's worked like every time. Like, I'm a firm believer in like just sitting in your shit, for lack of a better phrase. Like, I'm a firm believer in that, and I don't think there's a better way to deal with what you're going through.
What that makes me think of is like, you know, when I was you know, I mean, I still do skateboard, but when I was learning to skateboard and falling a lot, my dad instilled in me and taught in me. First, he taught me how to fall. Which translates to so many other things in my life, which I'm very grateful for. But he also taught me that when you fall, it's important to be still for a moment and to make sure that everything is okay. before you try and rush out of it.
Yep.
And that has done so much for me also.
Exactly that.
And that's what reminds me of you, of the analogy that you're giving right now, because, you know, and I wanted to share this because it could be taken in a different direction. I feel like people could receive that, what you just said, and you know, because I think that there's a part of basking in your experiences that can pull you into deeper troubles.
Yeah.
Versus being your outlet and your source of healing before trying to put yourself out too early.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, like what I've learned is to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm hurting, or when I've experienced some level of pain,
I
have to be okay to sit in it for a second.
Yep.
So that I can understand and comprehend,
come acquainted with what's going on,
how I'm feeling, and what's going on around me and inside of me. Because if I try and jump out of it too early, I could cause further pain.
Yeah.
To myself.
Yeah.
Or to others.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think it's very easy for us to create this facade of, oh, I'm good, it's whatever, and keep going.
Yeah.
And then years, months, weeks, or whatever down the road, you find yourself hurting someone else or hurting yourself even more because you didn't take the time to actually heal.
Something
from
can bring you
sitting
back
in it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love that you do that, and that's so that's so wise and so important. And I don't think that a lot of people understand the power in that.
Yeah.
Because it is very important to sit in it, and it's uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
And it sucks because you often feel everything more.
There are no distractions.
And way worse when you sit in it.
Yep.
Versus just trying to get up and walk it off.
Yep.
You know? But I think the longer that you sit, the more you allow the pain to actually go away. I mean, that's what would happen with me is like, if we're going to use skateboarding, for example, like I'd fall. I fell super hard like not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I just got to sit for a second and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Like literally, like I felt like hit my ribs, and I was just like,
especially at 30.
But
come on now.
I'm just like, so I sat and I'm just like, I got to figure out what's going on in my body right now. Like,
right.
And then as I sit, the adrenaline goes away.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, this hurts.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now I know where it hurts. I know what movements will cause more pain. So I know what not to do. And then I can start to lean into and recognize where the bruising is coming in and where all these things, how my body is reacting to it. And I think the same thing happens for us emotionally and like mentally when we're going through things that, like as you were just mentioning, it's important to sit with it and feel it so that you can recognize like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Yeah. This is where I'm feeling it. This is why I'm feeling it. And now I can be more strategic and more direct with my healing. Yep. And so that I know, okay, this is exactly how I can attack healing this so that I can move forward. So that's so dope, man. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because that's the way to do it for sure. And I need to honestly do a little bit more of it. I mean, obviously, I was just crying.
But I mean, it shows you too, like the person that you are, like being able to, you know, make friends with your demons in a sense, and set up camp in that pit. It's like you're like, if I can go through this, like, I not dare, like you don't welcome any danger, of course, but it's like, what can I be faced with now? Like I can do anything. Yeah. And so, some of my situations happened back to back to back. So it's a little different. It was hard, but in anything, I'm a firm believer in,
because as you're trying to heal through one, another one.
Yeah. It's all very close together.
Yeah.
So we get shown who we are gets placed under the spotlight the minute like our back's up against the wall and we have nowhere else to go. And that's where the learning happens. That's where the growth comes, of just sitting in that. And I don't see myself changing my approach to that ever. I think it's very healthy. And I think too. And I think that it might not be for some people.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not a one size fits all
Yeah.
way of dealing with things, but I've learned that this helps for me. It helps for you.
Yeah.
And you know, we only know what works for us when it comes to going through things. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I stand on.
No, I mean,
sitting on that.
So much of life is personal. You know,
Yeah.
There's no one way to do anything. And I think a lot of times we kind of get a little confused with that because, again, bringing it back to social media and how much information we're being fed, that we think that, oh, I need to do it this way, a little bit like this, a little bit like that. And then maybe if I put a little bit of this in there because I just saw this 2 seconds ago, and oh yeah, I think I saw and saved last week, like if I do that today, like you end up concocting this thing that you think is going to help you and work, but it's just a whole mix of people's personal experiences that in turn probably won't work for you. You know, some things will, absolutely, but it's so important to know for yourself
what works for you,
what's going to work for you before seeking guidance and like additional help from anybody else. And I think the only way to do that is to have obviously a certain level of relationship with yourself, but also have a certain level of relationship with God. So that he can speak to you in those moments and those times to give you the tools that you need. And just going back again to what I said to you, and as you were expressing your relationship with God to me, that and how I said that I saw him in you, is that I feel that you've had those moments, you know, obviously one being in the car, but I'm sure other traumas that you faced and things like that, and I think that that's just gonna continue, you know, because you are so wise, bro.
Thank you, man.
You're so wise, man, and I think that's one of the things that drew me to you when we first met, and because those are the type of people that I like to have in my life, and when I just saw your wisdom so soon, I was like, nah, that's my guy right there. Like, we got to figure this one out, you know? And I'm so glad we did, bro.
Me too, man.
So glad we did.
Me too.
And I'm glad you're here, man. And I really appreciate you for offering up your time and your energy.
Of course. And what a time. Like,
it means a lot.
Us having that interaction and then, you know, that walk and that dinner. 2 weeks, 1 week before you moved to Los Angeles?
Literally.
Oh, I lived there too.
Actually.
That is crazy. You know, so you want to talk about divine timing? I don't know a better fitting situation for that. You know what I'm saying? So man, I'm just happy to be here. In your home.
I mean,
more important than anything.
If that didn't happen, we wouldn't be right here.
Man. Shout out God.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, but shout out you too, man. For real,
and you as well.
I love you.
I love you too.
And I'm really appreciative, and just grateful, you know. And this ain't gonna be the last time.
Of course not.
You know,
I got too comfortable now. I'm ready for the camera. Where they at? Nah, please.
No, I love that. But again, thank you, bro.
Of course, man. I love you, dog. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.